Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya-mishtam Tapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatam vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapati Namaste Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. Thank you everybody for giving me this opportunity to present this Bhagavatam shloka. I'd be extremely thankful to His Grace Narari Chaitanya Prabhu and my very good friend Prasadeshwar Prabhu for coordinating this and inviting me and everybody who have come here to be present in this presentation on this very, very important shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is first canto, 8th chapter, shloka number 35. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. This chapter, that is the eighth chapter of the first canto, is titled as Prayers by Queen Kunti. This chapter is actually considered to be very, very philosophical, theologically, and literally masterpiece. Prabhupada writes that this chapter, and Prabhupada actually gave a series of lectures on just this chapter in 1973 in Los Angeles. Series of lectures. And there is a book, Prayers of Queen Kunti, actually, which every shloka is one chapter in that book. And Prabhupada explained each and every shloka in great detail. And he titled each and every shloka as a chapter and gave a title to that every shloka. And if you just read the index of that book, what every shloka was titled as, it will be a revelation that really it's a masterpiece. It's a literary masterpiece, it is a theological masterpiece, it is a philosophical masterpiece. And for ladies, it will be a great pleasure to know that this masterpiece comes from a lady, Kunti Devi. So, all those who think that our Vedic civilization did not value women, this will be a slap on their face. To see that such high philosophy, such high literary exposition is coming from Kunti Devi would open eyes to what great civilization has been Vedic civilization. So today we have the fortune to, to study one shloka, and to start now. We have that anyway written shloka. No. Anyway, you can repeat after me. Mobile also. Yeah. Bhave asmin क्लिश्यमानानां भवे अस्मिन् क्लिश्यमानानां भवे अस्मिन् क्लिश्यमानानां अविद्यकामा कर्मभिः श्रवण स्मरणार्हनिहानि करिष्यन्ति केचन भवे अस्मिन् क्लिश्यमानानाम् अविद्यकामा कर्मभिः श्रवण स्मरणार्हानि भवे अस्मिन् क्लिश्यमानानाम् manana avidya kama karma bihi parasparana harani shani tiketana aveyasmin klishya manana avidya kama karma bihi parasparana करिष्यनीति केचन अमे अस्मिन् क्लिश्यमानानां मिथ्या कामकर्मभिः स्मरणार्हाणि करिष्यनीति केचन. So we'll take the sloka word by word meaning now. Away in the material creation, asmin klishyamananam, of those who are suffering from avidya, nescience, kama, desire, karma bihi, by execution of fruitive work, Shravana, hearing, Smarana, remembering, Arhani, worshipping, Karishyan, may perform, Iti, thus, Kechana, others. Is the volume okay or is it too loud or too low? Is it fine? Fine. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. And yet others say that you appeared to rejuvenate the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so in order that the conditioned souls suffering from material pangs might take advantage and gain liberation. And yet others say that you appear to rejuvenate the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so in order that the conditioned souls suffering from material pangs might get advantage and gain liberation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord asserts that He appears in every millennium just to re-establish the way of religion. The way of religion is made by the Supreme Lord. No one can manufacture a new path of religion as is passion for certain ambitious persons. The factual way of religion is to accept the Lord as the supreme authority and thus render service unto Him in spontaneous love. A living being cannot help but render service because he is constitutionally made for that purpose. The only function of living being is to render service to the Lord. The Lord is great and living beings are subordinate to Him. Therefore, the duty of the living being is to serve Him only. Unfortunately, delusion living beings, out of misunderstanding only, become servants of the senses by material desire. This desire is called avidya or nescience. And out of such desire, the living being makes different plans for material enjoyment centered about a perverted sex life. Prabhupada is bold, huh? You have to listen very, very sincerely and properly. He therefore becomes entangled in the chain of birth and death by transmigrating into different bodies on different planets under direction of the Supreme Lord. Unless, therefore, one is beyond the boundary of this nescience, one cannot get free from the threefold miseries of material life. This is the law of nature. Lord hover out of his causeless mercy because he is more merciful to the living, to the suffering living beings than they can expect, appears before them and renovates the principle of devotional service comprised of hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, praying, cooperating, and surrendering unto Him. Adoption of all the above mentioned items or any one of them can help a conditioned soul get out of the tangle of desire and thus become liberated from all material sufferings created by living beings illusioned by the external enemy. Particular type of mercy is bestowed upon the living being by the Lord in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Did you understand the purport? Basically, it was a good purport, very strong points, very directly communicated, and very, very relevant, very, very important for our devotional service. So we'll study a little bit in detail on what Prabhupada has written in his purport and what Kunti Devi wanted to communicate to generations and generations of devotees and to everybody. Even somebody who's not in a devotional life can understand the theology and the philosophy behind this. And this is Sanatan Dharma, which is not going to change tomorrow or was different any other day. So we are listening to a very important subject. And Prabhupada, by his great mercy, had made it very simple for us to understand this deep theology, this deep philosophy, and this literary masterpiece. Prabhupada has made things so simple, put a nice plate. We just have to extend and take it. So we will discuss on this. So Prabhupada in that book I was discussing, referring to that every chapter, every shloka, one chapter, he titled this shloka as liberation from ignorance and suffering. This shloka titled by Prabhupada is liberation from ignorance and suffering. Who doesn't want liberation from ignorance and suffering? Any have your hands raised? Who wants liberation from ignorance and suffering? Everybody. So here is the answer coming from Kunti Devi, preserved by Sukhdev Goswami, written by Vyasdev, and beautifully purported by Srila Prabhupada, presented in the most nice and presentable form. And we all will be in this journey for next half an hour or so to understand in more detail how it applies to us, how we can understand, which apparently is a not an easy subject. You can ask a materialistic person how to come out of ignorance, how to come out of suffering, how to be liberated. No answer, nowhere near the answer, nowhere near the answer. And yet they are considered big philosophers, big. They get Nobel prizes also. They get whatnot. They get any kind of prize. But there is no answer. No, nowhere near. Even if they come halfway near, we'll still yes, you are somewhere there. But when they are nowhere near, probably they will increase your ignorance. They will increase your suffering. You fall into their trap. So Prabhupada, great merciful Prabhupada, he made this subject so simple, and his English is so direct, simple, straightforward, easy to understand, that if we are not taking advantage of that, we are want to be in avidya, we want to in kama, we want to in karma be daily heavy physical activity of making our two ends meet. So now if you look at the shloka, I think you have a sequential study of the shlokas, like previous class would have been 34 and before that be 33. So if you look at the previous three shlokas, It is the opinions of the birth of the unborn Lord. In the previous three shlokas, that is 32, 33, and 34, it is the opinion of great personalities on why the unborn Lord is born in this material world. Quick back of what was spoken in shloka number 32, 33, and 34. So shloka number is the Lord. If you there are 2 points, I think here. Yeah. The first point is the Lord is born for the glorification of the pious kings. Second, in the shloka 32, Kunti Devi is saying the Lord is, though he's unborn, but he's born and he comes in our midst. For one of the points is that the translation goes like this: some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of the pious kings. So one of the reasons the Lord is born is an opinion. Again, the purpose. It's an opinion that Lord is born for the glorification of the pious kings. One opinion. Then another opinion is others say that is born to please King Yadu, one of the dearest devotees. So another opinion is that Lord is born for to please King Yadu, who is one of his dearest devotees. There are two opinions here. The shloka 33, there are some more opinions again here. Others say that since Lord Vasudev and Devaki prayed for you, you have taken your birth as their son. Another opinion that Lord has taken birth because to answer to the prayers of Devaki and Vasudev. That's the third opinion. And you are unborn, yet you take birth for the welfare to kill those who are envious of demigods. So that the fourth opinion is that you are born to kill the demons for the protection of the demigods. This is also an opinion. And we know this is a very strong opinion. It's a opinion, another opinion. The Lord, when he advanced, he has so many primary, secondary, tertiary, so many reasons. So we have opinions, and all these opinions are valid because they are in Bhagavatam. They are being discussed ages after ages, and we'll keep discussing ages after this. So they are valid opinions. The shloka 34, that's another opinion. Others say that the world being overburdened by like a boat at sea is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, so he appeared to diminish the trouble. So that's another opinion, that when the earth was troubled and burdened by this so-called kings, and the Brahma prayed, and to prayers, to answer the prayers of Brahma, Lord, you invented it. Though you're unborn, you're born to for this reason. So there are 5 opinions being presented in the last 3 shlokas to the various opinions why the unborn Lord is born. And here in the 50th and this 35th verse, it is said that this is the real reason why the Lord is born. Those were opinions. So primary, secondary, you can see in what is primary, what is secondary. But this shloka gives the primary and the main reason why the Lord is born. So the real reason is to revisionate the process of devotional service by Shravana, Smarana, and Arhani. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. So what is this? You appear to rejuvenate. Rejuvenate means something which was there, but over a period of time it got destroyed or weakened or not so in a perfect condition. The Lord came to re-establish the devotional service of hearing, remembering, and worshipping, so that the conditioned soul suffering from material pangs might take advantage and get liberation. What a beautiful answer. Isn't this a very, very strong reason for the Lord's advent? That the Lord knows that his devotees, his children are suffering in this material world, and that he needs to come. He needs to come and re-establish what? The process of devotional service by Shravana, Smarana, and Arhani means worship. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes once again, 500 years back. So the Lord is coming. Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharat abhyatanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrijamya. So he's coming every time to re-establish this process of Shravana, Smarana, Arhani. And Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, there are 6 process of devotional service, and each of them is as potent to receive the mercy of the Lord, to get out his material pangs, to be liberated from these material pangs, to lead the life that we're supposed to live. So this is how we have to see this shloka. And what is our problem? Kama, sorry, first was avidya, kama, and karma bihi. The first line was bhavayasmin klishyamananam. That means in this material world that we are suffering. Klishyamana means those who are suffering. What is the suffering? Next line. See how much information is there in one shloka. How much information? First line, you are suffering. And in the next line, what you are suffering? What? Avidya, kama, and karma bhi. Can you remember the 3 lines? Avidya, kama, and karma bhi. It's very easy. No, it isn't once you put the sentence so nicely. Prabhupada puts it so nicely. Kunti Devi puts it so nicely. It is so easy to understand. No doubts, no confusion. Like the material philosophies you would have read of many, many famous people. Simple. The avidya you have, you don't have knowledge. You have kama, you have desire, unlawful desire, suffering. And karma bhi, karma bhi means fruitive work. You are engaged in fruitive work so that you have no time for anything. So today, Sunday morning, so many people are sleeping today because they worked the whole week very hard, or they were so suffering they wanted to party last night, so they can't get up. But those who are fortunate, those who have been blessed, those who have got some sukriti or some blessings, they are today here. Any other temples listening to Bhagavatam. So that was the problem. Then what it says? Then the solution is there. Shravana smarahanin. Smarana, Shravana smaraharhani. So solution is there. And then Kaishya niti kechana. And they do this, and this is what others are telling us. So in one shloka, the problem is there, the solution is also there. So, like a doctor, he has to first diagnose the disease. First, you understand that the patient is suffering, isn't it? But how many doctors are happy, are really want to solve your problems? Their suffering is the cause of their enjoyment, actually. Your suffering is the cause of enjoyment. And let us be very honest, what happens in medical profession today? What doctor want to completely cure you? Nobody, no doctor wants. How will that big business run? But here, the doctor has told that you are suffering. He has told what you are suffering. He has told the medicine also in one shloka. How many persons will go to a doctor and he will give you a solution in in short time, and a real good solution? He will come test it. He will do all this checks. Make you feel he's doing a lot of things. But probably he also doesn't understand the disease you have. But something he knows some medicines to be given. But that is avidya. We are born into avidya. We are born into avidya. So Mahaprabhu says, Maya Mugdha Jive Swatan hai Krishna Gyan. Jive Kripa Koilo Krishna Ved Puran. The Lord, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and you can see the last line of the purport that Prabhupada gave was what? This particular type of mercy is bestowed upon the living being by the Lord in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Maya Mugdha Jive Swatan hai Krishna Gyan. That all living entities are into Maya. Maya Mugdha means we are so much dazzled and, so much into the Maya of the dazzling world and all the colors and all that. So we are Maya Mugdha. Maya has completely baffled us, trapped us, whatnot. So, Maya Mugdha Jive Swata Nahi Krishna Gyan. If somebody says, I don't need to come to Krishna consciousness, I am chanting internally all the time. So many people say that. It's not possible. He's himself in ignorance and he's trying to keep you as in ignorance. But that is his problem. He's actually ignorance. We're trying to solve his ignorance, but he's happy that way. So that's a problem with us, that if you think we know Krishna, we don't know Krishna. If some people with some little bit background on whatever religiosity they have, but they get like they get puffed up and they see, oh, I know everything, I don't need to come here. They are actually putting themselves in a big, they're losing a big opportunity outside. Because Mahaprabhu is telling, Maya Mukta Jive Shwata Ni Krishna. The human beings or my chief have no Krishna consciousness, have no knowledge. By, see, first thing, Krishna knowledge of Krishna consciousness will not just come like you from internally. We are not Brahma that Lord implanted and we are complete Krishna conscious. We have to struggle, we have to work hard. Then Lord says, Jiber Kripa Koilo Krishna Bed Puran. For the mercy of the Jivas, the Krishna Lord gave Veds and Puran. So you have to read that. We have to come to these classes. We have to listen to the lectures. We have to chant. And then our Maya Mugdha Jiv, the Maya completely engrossing us, will slowly, steadily get away. And slowly and steadily will answer. So avidya is one of the main subjects that we'll discuss, and we want to come know what this avidya is. We always say when you take prasadam, sarira avidya jal. What does it mean? Anybody could venture an answer? What is meant as sharira avidya jal? Yes, body is a avidya ka jal, means a net. How many? If you are put into a net, can you come out of it? Try to come, you'll get even more entangled into the net. The Sharira is you have to understand. Every day we are saying these prayers, Sharira Vidya Jal. It is there. Your body is the Jala of Vidya. Nescience. We don't know anything. So our body, by its own way, is it has entrapped the soul into a jar of avidya. So you have to come out. Even in the material world, there is so much avidya. You think material world, you all the big professors say big things. Are they really true? Say today the world says that Big Bang theory is the cause of this universe. How stupid is, even from the material point of view, that logic? But that's what if you ask the material scientists, they are telling this is the reason for this material creation. See, one of the basic things we want to know, how this world is created. From the material scientists, they give a Big Bang theory. Hey, even a child, if he knows what this thing, first thing, they will fudge it, they will cover it, they will confuse it. They will never, if you put one question, they will never come with an answer. They will, oh, you think this is being wrong? So many big scientists presenting this. People got Nobel Prize in Big Bang theory. You go and ask any of the scientists, you think Big Bang theory can really create the world? Something explosion will create? Like you explode a printing press and get Bhagavatam out of it? So yeah, it can law probability can happen. All the letters then goes up and then join together and get Bhagavatam comes out of it. If that can't happen, this beautiful world with so much variety, so much life, so much speciality. And if you look at a flower, and from the flower, the color, and then if you slightly rip the flower, there's so much into it. How can that happen? But that's even today, if you ask, that's the answer for the creation. Evolution theory. Man came from monkeys. How is that possible? So, the point I was trying to tell with these few examples is that even in the material world, which is supposed to be filled with so many scientists getting Nobel Prizes and so many awards and so many books and so much going on, it's just avidya. Spiritual level, I'm not even talking at this point of time. Even for the material world, those who are very engrossed materially, you ask them, how much avidya is there in your material world? Your medicines today you take at in medicines. You think your medicines are curing you? They are not curing you. They are filling the pockets of the so-called medical profession, which has grown in bounds and leaps and bounds is growing. One real story in Ireland, it's simple. There the doctors went on strike. The doctors they went on strike, and nobody was dying at that time because doctors went on strike. People are not dying. It's a true story. And so what happened? The people who make that coffins, they went out of business. No coffins was being sold. So what it is honestly true story. The coffin makers, they went to the doctors and see, please don't strike. Our business is going. I think this is reality. Coffin makers went to the doctors. We thought the government will go to the doctors and try to pacify them and come back. People are people are suffering. So the no, government was not knowing what to do. The coffin makers went, and then they struck a deal, and the doctors came to work, and people started dying. So this is the reality. Education. Look at education today. How much avidya is there in education? The first thing they say is what Chanakya Pandit said, Lalayati Panchavar Darshini. The first 5 years of child, you give him lalan palan, just pamper that child. Give him, love him like anything, because after 5 years, people get no love in his life. So Chanakya Pandit says, first 5 years, you just lalan palan karo, usko bas pyar do, kuch mat do. Then next 10 years, next 10 years, discipline him. And from the 16th year, he's like your friend. Praptam to Shoras Varsham, Putra, I forgot the line. So that like basically says that from the 16th year, you treat your child like your friend. Isn't that the best parenting knowledge we have? Where it is coming from? It's coming from Shastra, it's not coming from the material world. But what does material do? At 2 years, the child is forced into go to into pre-primary school. It started reducing. When I was small, I remember that we started going to KG1 like in the age of 4 or 5. So then at 6, we were in grade 1. That was the basic standard. But the people have to make money. They have to make so much business. So they slowly reduced. So they started selling children from 3.5, then 3, then now 2.5. So now I think from 2.5, if the child is at home, hey, तुम्हारा बच्चा स्कूल में नहीं जाता है, कितना मेरा बच्चा सीख रहा है. Mothers will start comparing. You बच्चा वो prep में, हमारा तो 50,000 का स्कूल, तुम्हारा बच्चा 20,000 के स्कूल में जाता है. 50,000 for a small child for 6 months or something like. You believe what the child will be going through torture? You are torturing a child if you put him to school from before 5. But that is today's education system, and we are all going through that. I'm now probably elder to past that age, but that's what it is. So this is the situation. Any examples you would like to give? Avidya? Yes, bro. That's keep changing. It's a avidya, because if it was true, it should have been constant, no change. Our Bhagavata is not changing anytime. Our Bhagavad Gita is not changing anytime, but it's changing. That's avidya. Any more examples, Mataji? You are all daily facing so much avidya in your day-to-day lives. One example. See? Better hospitals, better nurses, better AC rooms, and better facilities, single room, double room, and all that. Any more? Mataji, I want at least one from you. Money. He said, what is the avidya for money? Yeah. Good answer. I think that more money I have, but if you're going on the streets, you could be killed. If you don't have money, you'll be saved. That's true. You see, who is kidnapping? Whom are they kidnapping? A poor man? No, a rich man will be kidnapped. How much scared he is? He doesn't need that money. He doesn't know what to do with that money. But now, since it is in hand, it is the cause of his Suffering. You see that beautiful story of Sanatan Goswami. He he was going away to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his servant Ishan had some gold coins, and he was a minister, prime minister of Nawaz Hussain Shah. He said, "Why is this man, this hotel wala manager is treating me so nicely? So if people are treating you very nicely, be careful. They are not going to treat good for yourself." So then he answers, "Why is he treating me so nicely?" Is he tanka bach gaya uska ki something is the issue. Then he comes, Ishan has 8 gold coins with him. He said, "Go and give it. Joe, this is going to kill. This is going to kill me today." And he goes and gives to that hotel manager. And he says, "Good that you gave me. You have saved me from a murder. I was going to murder you today." You think you hear from that person so honest answer? "I was going to murder you. Good that you gave me." No, no, then you take it back. Since he came, Mahaprabhu, since Sanatana Goswami went and gave the money himself, he said, "No, no, no, you please take it. I don't." "No, no, take it, because if you don't take it, somebody else will kill me for this. So please be careful of your money." Hey, I'm not telling you become like a pauper, but too much money could be dangerous. Too much money will bring avidya, because money has come because of vidya. It has not come a good way. Too much money has not come a good way. So be careful of all these things. So avidya means material desire to enjoy themselves, enjoy the senses. So is avidya in a very simple way can be said, it's a material desire to enjoy your senses. And your so many senses, 5 senses of seeing, of hearing, and smelling, of touching. So many senses. And every sense is unbridled. Every sense is running its own way. So you have 5 senses. You know the elephant, that big elephant, how is it caught? You can think such a big elephant can be caught because it's got one very weak sense. We are human beings with 5 very unbridled senses. Elephant, because of only one sense, it is easily caught. What is that sense? Can anybody answer that? How is the elephant caught? Touch. Very good answer, Prabhu. Thank you. What's the name, Prabhu? Yes, Acharya Prabhu. Elephant has one weak sense, that is sense of touch. So what they do to catch an elephant, they'll get a she elephant, a trained she elephant, pass by touching the elephant and start running. Elephant, because of touch, it loses complete control of its own self. It starts following the she elephant and elephant. And on the way, there'll be a ditch and the elephant fall in that ditch. That's how it is caught. Such a big, strong elephant is caught like that. So Prabhupada and our Kunti Devi is telling, real avidya means a material desire to enjoy the senses. And what will be vidya? Any answer? What will be vidya? Avidya is material, using the material desire to enjoy the senses. What will be vidya? It has to be opposite, but let us somebody frame it. What will that be? Huh? Correct. Rishikesha, Rishikena. So that senses will need engagement. So what do you do? Instead of serving your senses, send the service of the Lord. That's what Mahaprabhu says, a beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Atmendra priti vancha, tare bole kam, Krishnendra priti cha, thore prem nam. Beautiful. Such simple solutions, difficult to apply, but at least the philosophy is very simple, isn't it? Is it very complicated? Is it, Mataji, any complications there? Krishna consciousness is simple, but not easy. It is simple philosophy, what to do, what not to do. But because of our conditioning, it is not easy for us to apply. But at least let us, in the Bhagavatam class, understand the principles, and we have the whole day to apply those principles. So that's it. So that's how we are. And another avidya is identifying with the body. Our identifying with the body means just all the time thinking of the body, how to decorate the body. If you look at your activities throughout the day, except for chanting and these things, it is body, sense, and enjoyment. So we are not this body, we are spirit. So we have to understand the science of the soul. But you ask a material scientist, does he know soul? And if your friends who are little bit trying to understand soul, what they will do when somebody dies? Let his soul rest in peace. R.I.P. So many we have now so many friends we have from all backgrounds, and we are part of many WhatsApp group. And somebody dies, and there are tens of RIPs after that. RIP, 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 RIP. It's a sad thing. The soul will rest in peace. The soul is your life, man. You are alive and sitting here talking, listening, whatever you're doing, is because of the soul. How can that soul rest in peace? Avidya. So much avidya. No knowledge of the soul. So we have to, Prabhupada has taken so much pains to give this knowledge. And it's our duty, everybody's duty, in whatever capacity, whatever position, whatever surroundings we have, at least to give some vidya. In the very darkness, at least small bulb we can all light, a small candle we can light in your families, in your circles, in your friends, in your small. You're not, we can't all become Prabhupada to set an international movement, but in a small way, in your house, in your friends, in your small localities, in your small, everybody has a small circle to which to react to. At least don't become like them. If not, you'll be an example at least. And it is easy to become once you read, understand these things. Sometimes we are not able to follow Krishna consciousness as we should be following because we don't know the principles, and so we don't have the strength to follow those things. So if you understand the principles in a very simple and very easy to apply manner, you will apply, at least you will be an example to the people around you, even if you're not preaching to them. So let us all pledge that at least we would be good examples, if not teachers. Your example is the best preaching. That's why our acharyas, our teachers called acharyas, because they do acharan. They follow the principles. At least follow. Become, at least, if not acharya, at least follow acharan kare hum log. And it is said, what of us in avidya? Brahma was also in avidya. Is Brahma not avidya? Brahma is trying to create the universe. Big universe. Huh? We are trying to, under that, is trying to create a small hole to live in. So the rat also is avidya, Brahma is also in avidya, but levels of avidya go different. So what to talk of us? If you think you're not in avidya, are you above Brahma? Brahma is also in avidya. So let's accept we are in avidya. Let's accept we have a problem. Let's accept the problem is a solution. And let's accept that the solution is here. And let's accept that we'll try to implement this solution for this problem. That's the basic Krishna consciousness. What are you doing here? You're learning in the Bhagavata. We are reading books to understand these principles. We are chanting to get the mercy. We're chanting to get clean our hearts cleaner and our souls cleaner, Cheto Darpana, so that we can apply. So that we can see if you are a science means, first thing Krishna consciousness is science. Science means there's an application. Science doesn't only mean theory. Is theory science? Theory is one part of science. That's why if you're doing a science students, they have studied theory in the class and they go to laboratory to the experiment. So let's apply this science in whatever possible manner we can do. So here, there's one nice song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So just I will sing two lines from there. Eat janama ho jatha tu vadasha bahir mukha brahma janme nahi asha manasha deho geho jo kichu mo or pilu tu apade nanda kishore. So what it says, that I'm willing to be born as a small insect, but I'm not willing to be born as a Brahma, which is averse to Lord Krishna. So being born as Brahma or being born as a small insect is not so much important as whether you are in Krishna consciousness or not. So the point here is that let us not try to spend our lives, whatever little years we have, in trying to improve our material condition to be like Brahma. But do a little bit of whatever is simply possible to improve our consciousness of Krishna. That will be That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written in his song. That I'm not willing to be Brahma, but I'm willing to be a small Kita, small Kita, so Kita Patang, small, small. I'm not willing to Brahma who is averse to Krishna. So that's our issue to be seen. So because of ignorance, Maya can anytime catch us. You know, Maya is always standing all the time. It's not that you have to invite Maya to catch you. Huh? As soon as you are ignorance, Maya catches you. Hmm? That পাছেতে তারা মায়া জাপটিয়া ধরে কৃষ্ণ ভুলি যে জীব ভোগ বাঞ্ছা করে হ্যাঁ কৃষ্ণ ভুলি জীব ভোগ বাঞ্ছা করে পাশেতে মায়া তারে জাপটিয়া ধরে means you know it will such a stranglehold that you Chapotia in Bengal is a very strong word. How it is caught means no way you can move a little bit also. It's because Krishna Bhuli ji bhog vancha kore. Krishna, we forget Krishna and you bhog. I will enjoy. What enjoy will do? I am there, Maya, to catch you like a thing. And then that's the problem with us. That's why we are to in Krishna consciousness. And Krishna consciousness means Shravana, Smarana, Arhani. That's the points that Kunti Devi is presenting in this. So now we also want to enjoy our senses, and here Prabhupada also mentioned the sex life. So Prabhupada says legitimate sex or illegitimate, both are problems. You have a family, and then your child is born, and then so much you have to take your wife to the hospital. Doctors will fleece you, tell all things. Child is born, then schools. Oh my God, so much. So, but at the same time, we have to raise children. But if you raise good children, then that will be your asset. In this pain of raising children, which has made more and more complicated by the so-called modern world, we have started not having children. That's a big problem we are facing today. There's the big advertisement, Chota Parivar, Sukhi Parivar. But no, Chota Parivar is Dukhi Parivar. So honestly, if you really analyze, Chota Parivar is a Dukhi Parivar. You don't have children to see you don't have children to support you. You don't have children to help you. You don't have, when there's a situation of problem, where will you go to? So let us not think that children are a burden and start having less children. See what the demographic has changed. We are today, our Sanatan Dharma is at the throes, and it is in fear of being, overrun by lechas, because we did not have children. So today I'm old, but young people, so many young people are there, have children, even if there's a little trouble. Chota Parivar is not Sukhi Parivar, Bada Parivar is Sukhi Parivar. Let us try to improve the demographic imbalance that is there. The whole world is suffering from this. So Krishna says that sex desire and sex life, which is in favor of Krishna, he's supporting that. Having children, Krishna wants. That's why Krishna has made that simple way of producing children. But we are scared, of course, so much. Because honestly, it's a scare because it has been made complicated by the material world around you. Forcing you to go to a doctor for when you don't need a doctor. Doctor giving medicines when you don't need. Do a little bit of walk, do a little bit of parhej, you'll be all right. But no, doctor has completely put avidya in your head, and he can implant anything and he'll do that. I was reading one presentation by a doctor, big doctor he said that today the third highest cause of disease he was quoting America after cancer and heart attack is prescription drugs. He's a doctor. I'll share with somebody who would like to, and he quoted so much nice figures that the doctors are actually killing you. Please, if there's a doctor, I'm sorry for that. But let us try to be honest about what is happening in the world today. I'm not telling you are the ones who caused this. We are all part of the system that is happening. Because first thing, the doctors don't know how the medicine interact with each other. He gives you 4 tablets. There are contradiction for this medicine. There's a contradiction for this medicine. There's a food you take. You do think they all sync? Which doctor will know what happens to your body? So to that exact that how the medicines work inside you, and they're changing every day. How will they know? They don't know. You see one down left hand, one down right hand. What what will the doctor? It is not possible. I'm not saying doctors are not superhuman. They're also human beings with some medical knowledge they learned in college, which is also avidya purna. So finally, this is what is happening. So put your intelligence, put put your see how healthily people lived before. I don't say that they did not have disease. Disease will be there. Body is full of disease, but there is a line to draw. How much to go to a doctor and how much to take care of own self, because we don't want to. Supposing the best thing they say, if you are having stomach upset, don't eat. Animals don't eat. If you have a dog in your house or any animal in your house, if it is sick, it will not eat that. We don't do that. And I was also the avidya. I used to say, if you're unwell, eat more, because you eat so much medicines also at the same time. But best is don't eat. If you're unwell that day, you have fever, don't eat. You will be all right. Drink water, take rest, and so it is not overnight. You'll be all right. So this is what is happening. So see the kind of avidya that happens. There's one nice story. There was one washerman. He had a donkey by name Sunanda Gandharva. Every dog has a nice name, no? Give a dog a good name, they say. So this washerman, poor man, but his only asset was his donkey, and he loved the donkey very much because donkey did a very good service for him. Every day, taking clothes and whatever it told to do, it did. So he gave his name Sunanda Gandharva. So one day, this donkey died, and he was in very sadness. And so what he did, he shaved off his hair and went to the river to do something. It went to do with the river for in honor of that Sunanda Gandharva. So the priest of that place, he saw that the washerman had shaved his head and doing some prayers. And he said, "What happened? Why are you doing this?" "Oh, no. Sunanda Gandharva died." What the washerman said, he didn't say donkey died. He said Sunanda Gandharva died. So the priest thought, "Hare, Sunanda Gandharva must be a great man. So he has died. So I will also shave off my hair." So the priest also went and shaved off his hair and said, "Sunanda Gandharva died." Somebody asked, "Sunanda Gandharva died." Like that, the king also came to know that Sunanda Gandharva died, and so king also shaved off his hair. So king also shaved off his hair. The queen was more intelligent, I think, like all Matajis are. So she asked, "Why have you shaved off your hair?" "Oh, you don't know? Sunanda Gandharva died." Said, "Who is Sunanda Gandharva?" She was at least that much intelligent to ask, "Who is Sunanda Gandharva?" "Oh, Sunanda Gandharva. Oh, I don't know who's the Sunanda Gandharva." So I said, "Okay, let me find out." He called the priest, "Come. Hey, who is Sunanda Gandharva?" "Oh, I also don't know. Some great man must be. I have also shaved off my hair for that." Say, "How you came to know?" "Oh, that washerman told me that Sunanda Gandharva died." Call that washerman. So the washerman came. I said, "Hey, why you shaved? Hey, who is Sunanda Gandharva?" "Hey, Sunanda Gandharva, you don't know? He's my donkey who died." "Oh, Sunanda Gandharva, donkey died? And that's why I shaved off the hair." So this is Prabhu, this is a story, but if you look at it, our real life, that's what we are doing. We are also saying Sunanda Gandharva died, and we don't know who Sunanda Gandharva, and we are just breathing. When doctor does some good test, "Oh, he's a good doctor, he's a good doctor," and everybody is famous. So like that, we have to see that we are not doing Sunanda Gandharva died thing. So these kind of things are happening, and we have to evaluate us. We have to evaluate, are we following the Bhedchal? You are not following Bhedchal, that's why you're here. Because Bhedchal are sleeping today. So it is good, but it's not to stagnate at this point. Krishna consciousness is development. We sometimes we think, I've become a devotee, I'm now doing some good things, but don't stagnate. There's so much to grow, so much to develop, so much to preach, so much to, so much avenues to explore. It's not a very constricted movement. Prabhupada said the basics, but it's an expanding movement. But expansion only happen when you let it expand, when you let it grow, when you are the engines of growth. Let us be those engines of growth for the Krishna consciousness movement. You are at the best place. You are the best philosophy. You are the best literary masterpieces. You are the best theological, philosophical. What else we need? You have the best prasadam coming after some time. I know many people are waiting for the prasadam, but I haven't given time to 10 o'clock, so you'll have to bear with me till 10 o'clock. And I'll take all the time. Is it okay? Or is it fine? We can go up to 10 o'clock, another 15 minutes. And I'll keep last 5 minutes for questions. So another 10 minutes I will take. This is a very interesting topic. Another story I'd like to tell. And this is also a nice story. It comes from Bengali background. So any Bengalis here? Bengali. Okay. Okay. So Bengalis will know that there was a very famous court jester by name Gopal Bhar. Huh? Gopal Bhar was very intelligent. And the king of that time was Raja Krishna Chandra. So Krishna Chandra had a great desire that some Mahabharata story about mine should be also written. You know, my Mahabharata, I'm a great king, there should be Mahabharata for me. So told Gopal, I want a Mahabharata for me. You have to write some Mahabharata for me. Gopal, yes, Maharaj, yes, definitely Maharaj will write a Mahabharata for you also. So he said, well, how much time, Maharaj? Then he said, Raja, you have to give me some 1 lakh rupees now. 1 lakh rupees, that time was big money. So we have to start writing. I have to get so many writers to write your Mahabharata. So I have to find out so much. I have to write a biography of you. Mahabharata means I have to write about your family, your story, everything. But it's a big effort. I have to get so many writers. I have to collect so much information. So give me 1 lakh rupees. So Maharaj, Gopal, King Krishna, very happy. Mahabharata likhega, I'll become so famous. So very easily gives 1 lakh rupees. So Gopal gets going with the Mahabharata. After some time, again, the king asked, Gopal, what happened? My Bharat is not ready. Oh, Maharaj, this work has become very big. Give me 1 lakh rupees more now. Because see how much you have effort. You, Mahabharat, you are such a big king. So much family history you have. So much great activities you have done. I have to write all that. So I need more money. Take another 1 lakh rupees he gives. So again, some time pass. Again, the Raja asks, Gopal, where is it? Getting a little impatient now. 2 lakh rupees on that time. 2 lakh rupees is a lot of money. Maybe some thousands of crores as today. So he says, oh, Maharaj, we are still need. See, Maharaj, I'm sorry. I need some more 1 lakh rupees to get going. We are so still he gives. King gives 1 lakh rupees more. So after some time, this king is very impatient. Gopal, what is happening to my Mahabharat? Oh, Maharaj, but there's one problem with the Mahabharat now. What is the problem? See, Mahabharat, Draupadi had 5 husbands. But now tell me, your queen, how many husbands she has? And who are those husbands? Please tell me. Maharaj says, you bloody fool, you were doing like this to me. My wife has no, I'm only one husband of that. Maharaj, if your wife has only one husband, then no Mahabharat can written about you. So that's what what's the lesson of this? That our scientists, our philosophers, our so many people are drawing government money like this, sucking government money. And you can see the government in some 10,000 crores spent for this. But you go for 1 crore donation for a real good job, they will not give you. But they're giving thousands of crores to such philosophers, to such scientists who are writing Mahabharata of that king or the government. It's true. My story might look like this, but actually this is happening. Look at you look at all the policies and all the investment, so-called money spending the government does. You want to open a hospital, you well connected, you get thousands of crores without much problem. Because they know how much money will go where and all that equations are set. That's the problem. So anyway, fortunately, we are fortunate that we are not that big, honestly. Because what does see, if you are asking for charity, a rich lady will go for and get some charity. If a rich lady with beautiful dresses goes out and asks for charity, anybody give? Nobody will give. Nobody will give charity to a rich person. But if a poor person goes, he gets some charity. So that we are small, we can get Krishna's mercy. Today we sang na Patita Pavana Hetu Taboya Botara Moshama Patita Prabhu Napai Bear. So our good quality is that we are patit. We are begging. We are humble. So that is the greatest quality we have. If we lose this quality, Krishna, I don't know what Krishna will think about that. Even in English language, they said the path to heaven, a rich man, the path to heaven is blocked. Something like that. A rich man will not go to heaven, even in their. So let's not try to be rich in a materialistic way. Let us try to rich in a spiritualistic way, because material is avidya. So this is a very important point that even Kunti Devi says. Janmashya Shruta Shribi Eda Mana Madha Puman Naivharhati Abhidatume Tom Akinchana Gochara. That you are Akinchana Gochara. You are the savior of the Akinchana. Those who no one is to go to. Let us not go to anybody else. Why you should go to anybody else? We have the Krishna, the God, the owner of the world. We have access to that person. Why you should go to anybody else? We don't need to go to anybody else. Only one person. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam braja. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, am tam sarva pape moksha ma sucha. Why you are trying to go to some other person and lose that one pointed focus? See, if you are the father and you have a child, if the child goes to his neighbor for asking for chocolate, will you be happy? Even chocolate is not good for him. Let's say if the chocolate is not good for your son, but you probably don't want to give a chocolate because you know that it will spoil his teeth, spoil his stomach, spoil everything, and you don't want to give a chocolate. Not something my father doesn't give a chocolate, I'll go to my neighbor and ask for chocolate. Will you like your father? Father will not like it. Even if you have a wrong desire, go to Krishna only. Even if a wrong desire, go to Krishna, because Krishna will purify that desire. So let us not go to anybody else. Let us not go to any Baba Thaba, anyone. Let us be fixed point. Because the right path may be tough, but it will take you to the right place. The easy path will not take you to the right place. Let's not try to take the easy path because that is easy to go, but the destination may be wrong. But a tough path, but if it takes to destination, is good. We should take to Krishna consciousness with all seriousness, with all the honesty. It's difficult. We always said the Krishna consciousness is simple but not easy. It's a simple process, very simple process, but not easy because of our conditioning of so many lifetimes, and you can see the conditioning is growing every day. The conditioning is going every day. As the Kali Yuga increases, the condition will increase. But Prabhupada fortunately came, Guru Maharaj came. So many of his acharyas are there, so many of his Prabhupada's disciples are there. They are helping us. We have to take it. If we don't take it, it will be stupid of us. If we don't listen to what Kunti Devi is telling 5,000 years back, stupid of us. And today, fortunately, with all the help that Prabhupada did, all the things that Bhagavatam is accessible, easily accessible. You know, even for Bhaktivinoda Thakur to get Chaitanya Charitamrita 100 years back, it took him 18 years to get a copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. But today, your mobile phone has the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita with all the translations, with all the purport, with all the explanations. Let's use technology for good purpose. So, thankfully, we have a beautiful temple coming up, and Bhakti Purushottam Swami Maharaj will most probably be here 2 Sundays from today. So you will hear nectar from him and all the devotees who come here. Let's take advantage of situation. Let's take advantage of uh, this big opportunity. And if you have friends and whoever, if you think good for them, invite them. The movement should grow. We have to grow. Otherwise, Prabhupada's movement, what will Prabhupada? There was one time when the people thought they were very scared of Hare Krishna movement because they thought it'll overrun the whole world. Governments were scared that these people will come to government and take our seats, but nothing happened. We lost steam. So we are young. I'm so happy to see so much young people, so much energy, so much future looking at them, so much possibilities. Please take this. You will be respected like anything. Maybe people will some not show that respect directly, but that you have been able to take this path is a great, 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 great blessing and great, 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 great mercy. We have to realize, don't be in avidya. Let us today go back with this point that avidya is too much. Let us get out of this avidya. And this avidya is calling as kama and karma bihi. And the solution is Shravana, Smarana, Arhani. Who's telling? Kunti Devi is telling. Who's reading the purports? Srila Prabhupada is written this purpose. Why he woke night after night to write this. Let us value that effort and the effort of all the devotees to set up this kind of a setup and bring every day to this temple for our own good. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, please, I'll try to humbly answer their questions. Yeah, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. Uh, Relating to the Sunanda Gandharva talk.
Yeah, Sunanda Gandharva, remember this name. This nice story you can put in any class. People will say, "Oh, what a great lecturer you are." Nice story, but it's a very lesson. Yeah.
So I was trying to relate that to distractions.
Ah.
Where that was a distraction where they did not confirm what it was and who he was.
Ah.
So distractions are also similar to that, somewhat similar to that, where we just take on to that.
Yeah.
And not only teens, even adults are also
Yeah.
affected by that. How do we ensure we don't get distracted? And even if we get, how do we ensure that we come back?
Prabhu's question is that the Sunanda Gandharva story background, how we should not get distracted. So I think my take, I may not be fully correct. You can correct me or you can improve this answer also. So distraction means we have a lot of time for other things. If you don't have time for other things, distraction will be less. If you keep also busy in Krishna consciousness, chanting 16 rounds, attending Bhagavatam class, having prasadam, associating with devotees, reading scriptures, going out for some service, there'll be less time to be distracted. So, because we can be distracted, our minds have so much avidya and so much of so much of imprints in them that it relates. You look somebody, a beautiful woman, our mind just gets distracted. I'm not. Maybe let's be honest. We have this. Once Prabhupada was going with a devotee in a car, and in America, so Prabhupada was sitting, and this devotee asked, and a girl in a miniskirt walks across the road in front. And this devotee said, Prabhupada, I get distracted when I see this. This not, suppose it's okay, you will get distracted. It is because that imprint is there in your mind that this is an enjoyable thing. It will distract, but still hold on to your mala and chant. So distraction will come. Don't be overawed by, oh, distractions come, my gone, my Krishna is finished. Don't be like that. Distraction will come, but we have to way to figure around that. So if you're distracted, go back and chant. Your mind has been, if you're distracted for a second, come out of it. Means don't be in distraction. Short distractions will happen. Those imprints are in your conscience there. They will attract. For many lives, we don't know what we have done. So distraction will come, but intelligently you have to come out of it. Intelligently you have to say, oh, no, 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 I should not do this. Let us move out it. Then go hold your mala, chant, take a book, read. Slowly the distraction will go. So that's I think a way to handle distraction. Instead of getting too much distracted by your distraction, find a positive way to get around that problem. Like a river flowing and a big rock comes. River knows I can't go above that, but it goes around. We'll also have to meander our way in this life. That's what. Any better answers, please? Mataji, also you can contribute. Yes, bro. Yeah. Bro.
So there are one is sins that we do. The other thing is the tendency of doing sins,
Yeah.
which is there.
Yeah.
So that is in the form of bija, which is there. This I've written nectar of devotion.
Yeah.
So this tendency of committing sins can be fried off. I mean, to say the devotional practices that we are doing, that will fry off these seeds which are there, which will never fructify, and we commit sins. Yeah. So I think pure devotional service, that's the first chapter it talks. I thought.
Very.
Thank you.
Very nice. Prabhu gave an answer from nectar of devotion, and he gave a technical answer. The bija, kuda, then what was that? That was fructified and prarabdha, aprarabdha, prarabdha, vijam, kutam. All these beautiful explanations there, and so nicely. Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Yeah, there.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, distraction, uh, the gross distractions are very, like, we identify it very clearly, and we are quite aware of, not getting distracted by it. But the subtle distractions, we don't, I mean, like, I don't realize sometimes. It takes a longer time to realize the subtle distractions. Like, we're doing devotional service, and even then, there is subtle distractions happening. Like, the idea that, I'm doing this service, but still is not, that full absorption is not there. And then, even identifying that takes time. And it is not all the time. I mean, the awareness is not there. The consciousness that, I'm getting distracted also is not there for a longer period of time. It takes some time to understand that.
Yeah. So what is the answer, the solution to that? I think, but yeah, we have to keep practicing basically. It's like a tennis player. He's practicing. He's making a serve, very nice serve, just goes like a ace, and sometimes hits the net also. And it goes out also. So what he does? He's practicing and practicing and practicing so that he'll hit and it'll exactly fall like an ace on the other side. So our devotional life is also that. We're practicing. Someday the ball goes out of the court. Someday ball hits the net. We are distracted. But someday it hits like an ace. So as you practice, you'll have more aces and less hitting on the net, less going out of the boundary. Like that. It's all practice. That's why it's a practice. It's a process. It's not a one-day thing. It's lifetimes and lifetimes of avidya jal. How many lifetimes? So it's happening. So point is that don't be overawed by distractions. It will happen. But be nice to yourself. Oh, I got distracted. I should beat myself this and that. It's not nice to do like that. So take it in the right mood. Yes, I get distracted, but I will do also work to get not distracted slowly and steadily. When there are subtle distractions also, since you realize the subtle distractions, that subtle distraction also try to realize I should not get distracted. The first thing like this one, see the doctor, he first knew the disease, that is the kama karma, anavida kama karma bhi, then the solution was also there. So if you understood that disease is there of subtle distractions, you'll also try to find the solution of that subtle distractions also. Everybody's situation is different, but Shravana, Smarana, Arhani will be always possible for anybody. You find distracted, start chanting, reading, whatever devotional service you can take to do it. Yes, Mati.
Thank you. Personally, just sharing that what helps me when I am low in my Krishna consciousness or distraction or anything is having strong association of devotees.
Yes.
And having such friends in Krishna consciousness in whom I can confide myself and share what I am going through without having the fear of being judged or misunderstood. And that has really helped me many times. And that is one thing which helps me in my Krishna consciousness.
Sadhu Sangha, Sarvashastakaya, Lavamata Sadhu Sangha, Sarvasiddhihaya. So, actually, to devotees, if you think you're getting subtly distracted, Kuimakiti Prachati, nectar of instruction. We have so many solutions, but those solutions looks, like I said, Krishna consciousness is easy. It is simple, but not easy. It's simple, but it practice will be there. Slowly, people have come out of it. So if there are no more questions, we will end it here with a big thanks to all of you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki Jai. So let me give a short and brief introduction of His Grace Indra Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji is a disciple of His Holiness Jayapadak Swami Maharaj and was initiated in 2005. Prabhuji has been part of Dubai congregation till 2021, after which he moved to Delhi and now in Bangalore since May 2023. So we'd have more association of Prabhuji here in Bangalore. From a qualification perspective, material qualification perspective, he's been a structural engineer, BTech from IIT Kharagpur and MTech from IIT Delhi. Prabhuji has also contributed 5 articles to BTG International. And from a services perspective, Prabhuji has been included in acting and directing dramas also in Damodar Desh, Dubai congregation, and also been preaching in his mother tongue Bengali. And one of the most important service that Prabhuji is doing is he's helping His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Swami Maharaj in the tribal care. They have done wonderful, many initiatives have been done, many activities have been done in the tribal case perspective. So any of you who are interested, please can contact Prabhuji. If you all remember when Maharaj was here, Maharaj had also offered, and who all wants to dedicate or commit some kind of a services to the tribal care, you're most welcome. So let us all thank Prabhuji from the bottom of our heart by expressing our deep gratitude by loudly chanting once Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There are a few more important announcements, and Prabhu's wife, her guest, Radha, Rupini Radha Mataji is also there, but let us all chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra also for Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There are a few important announcements and related to visitors, speakers. There are power packed week coming up for all of us. So I'll just mention that. For today, we have two sponsors. We have Vishnupriya, Kunjapriya Mataji, who had her birthday. Is Mataji here? Mataji is here. So Mataji has also sponsored Prashadam today. And we also have Veerabhadra Nityam Prabhu, who's sponsoring Prashadam on behalf of the birthdays of his wife Madhulata and mother Krishna Veni. Prabhuji is also seeking blessings for all this from this August assembly here. So let us all chant once Hare Krishna for these wonderful devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In terms of book distribution, His Grace Narhari Chaitanya Prabhu has distributed 100 Bhagavad Gitas, and Her Grace Vijayeshri Mataji has distributed 80 Bhagavad Gitas. It's a loud Hari Bol 3 times for this wonderful devotees. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Venugopal Prabhu has requested to announce about the Krishna Kingdom classes that is coming up. That will be starting from Sunday, July 9th. They can register online. Those who want either their children, or if you have friends who want their children to get registered, please reach out to the registration desk from 9 a.m. onwards. I think they can do on July 9th or before that as well. But you can reach out to me. I can give you Venugopal Prabhu's number so that you can connect with him. I spoke about visitors coming up. We're going to have His Holiness Bhakti Prachar Parivrajaka Swami Maharaj coming on 4th July. Maharaj has other schedules, but 9th July we'll be having Srimad Bhagavatam class by His Holiness Bhakti Prachar Parivrajaka Swami. And we also be having His Holiness Bhakti Purush. Oh, Maharaj is coming today afternoon, not on 4th. So we'll be having Maharaj class on 9th July because Maharaj has other engagements also. We are also having His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Swami Maharaj coming, and we'll have his class on 16th July. So the next 2 Sundays and the week are power packed. So a loud Hari Bol for this. Hari Bol! And one last important announcement. Lord Jagannath will be going for a repainting. So you might not see Jagannath for maybe 2 or 3 days in the altar. His Grace Swayam Prakash Prabhu had instructed me to announce this. So just an information, Jagannath will be going for repaint. So you might not see Jagannath Palati Subhadramai on the altar for a few days. So yeah, so that's all I had. So let us all thank Prabhu once again and staying averse from the Sunanda Gandharva kind of thing. So let us all chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any newcomers today? Do we have newcomers? We have newcomer here. So let us all chant. Welcome her. Your name, Mataji? Leela Mataji. So Leela is your name, Mataji. So let us all welcome Leela Mataji. Loudly chanting Hari Bol thrice. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Please connect with Ravi Lochan Gaurang Prabhu. He will let you know about the details of the temple events and all. And Gita Amrita classes, we all know these are happening every Sunday evening. So those who all are interested, those who all have friends who want to get connected or know more about Bhagavad Gita, please reach out to His Grace Prasadesha Krishna Prabhu, or you can reach out to myself. We will let you know the details and please get them connected also. Thank you so much. We will now go down for the art. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. those devotees who are part of the new temple task force. Hare Krishna. That's what.
Chandru, Chandru. Can you show darshan? Can you show darshan? Can you show darshan to all videos? Huh? Can you show darshan? Darshan. I have to go down. Or I wanted to put when I thought you would catch the I would have got it. Come in here. See, ask her notes, please. Haribol, hey, put it Fine, Prabhu, sitting on. Lila, na?